are gods, we are kings. We march in faith cause we believe we can change the world to what it needs. Stand against our enemies cause we can. Yeah, can't nothing ever stop us. Take one and another will rise up. We'll endure until we reach the end. We are gods, we are kings, demanding change cause we believe we can.
Israel united in Christ, we're teaching our people that we are the chosen people of God, the Israelites, and we must come back to who we are. The reason why we get shot down the streets, the reason why we live in poverty, the reason why we have to protest for so-called equality when God says we are way more, we are chosen. We're supposed to be above all nations of the earth, but the reason why we are below is because we have been destroyed and disconnected from God. Jeremiah 17:4.
Make it plain.
Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4. I'm going to show y'all what happened. I'm going to show y'all why we're here fighting for equality in the land of our enemies. Read that.
The book of Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thy inheritance.
The Lord told Jeremiah that him and his people was going to be discontinued. They were going to be discontinued from their heritage. Read.
That I gave thee.
That he gave us. What was the heritage that God gave us? God's laws. We are disconnected from who we are as a people. Us knowing that we're Israelites. Us knowing that, guess what? We're supposed to be above our name. We have been disconnected from that. We have been disconnected from our culture, our language, everything. How? Through slavery. Why? Read.
And I will cause thee to serve thine enemy.
The Lord said he was going to cause us to serve our enemy. Are we serving our enemy here today in America? Yes, we are. Did we serve our enemy when we came over here in 1619? Yes, we did. Read on.
And I will cause thee to serve thine enemy in the land which thou knowest not.
The land which thou knowest not, the land of America and different islands across the world. Read.
For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever.
Right, we kindled a fire. Why? Because we didn't keep God's commandments. Deuteronomy 28:15. I'm going to show you what happened. Deuteronomy 28 proves that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the 12 tribes of Israel.
That's right.
Hey, shalom, bro. Hey, bro.
That's right.
You're welcome. Hey, read that flyer, bro. Read that real quick.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
The Bible said it was going to come to pass, meaning one day in the future this was going to happen. This is how you know that the Bible is true. The Bible ain't no fairy tale book. I'm going to show you that. Read.
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments.
So Moses told the children of Israel, our ancestors, guess what? If you don't do all God's commandments, read on. What was going to happen?
And his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
We all know curses are a bad thing. A curse compared to a blessing is a bad thing. Moses told our ancestors, guess what? If you don't do God's commandments, curses will come upon you and your people. What were some of those curses? Read verse 16.
Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city. When you look in the city where we at now, how are we cursed? Because we have drugs in our community. We have prostitution in our community. We kill each other in our community. You know what I'm saying? Is that how we're supposed to live as a people? Is that a cursed city? Yes, it is. That's us being cursed in the city.
Right.
Our education system is low. We high in STDs. You understand? That's us cursed in the city. Read.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field. We picked the sugar cane. We picked the cotton. You know what I'm saying? We've been over here 400 years. But we have not understood that, guess what? Why were we put in slavery? Why are we the only ones that was brought over here on slave ships? The white man wasn't brought over here on slave ships. No other nation was put in slavery by the way of slave ships but the nation of Israel.
That's right.
They castrated us. They killed our children. Read that. Read verse, no, that's 49. Read 49. Read verse 49.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 49.
And then just keep reading. Read that.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
The Lord was going to bring a nation against thee. The Lord was going to bring a nation against thee. So the nations that came against the so-called white man, they didn't wake up and just say, oh, let's take niggas in slavery. No, they couldn't. Because we are the strongest nation. We are the best nation upon the face of the earth. God chose us to be above all people. Hey, how you doing, bro? Do you know your nationality according to the Bible? You don't read the Bible? Why not? Do you believe in the Bible, first of all? Why not? It's a lot of reasons why we don't believe in the Bible. Sometimes it's questions that we haven't got answered. Why don't you believe in the Bible? You've been tampered with too many times. Can you prove that, or is this something that you've been taught ever since you've been born? I'm going to show you that this Bible hasn't been tampered with, all right? What image of Christ do you see in today's time? That one or that one? What image do you see all the time? That one, right? I'm going to show you what Jesus Christ really looked like.
Bring it on,
and if that image is in there, it has been tampered with. If that image is in there, it hasn't been tampered with. I'm going to show you something real quick. Because guess what? The white man told you that he was God. They painted their images all around the globe, right? So don't you think they would have put that in the Bible and not left in there that he was a black man? Right. I'm going to show you that. Read that. Listen to this real quick. Revelation chapter 1, verse 1.
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
The revelation of Jesus Christ. The root word in revelation is reveal. If I'm revealing something to you, I'm doing what? I'm showing it to you. You understand? So this is the revealing of Jesus Christ. Verse 14, get straight to the point.
Verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So the Bible is documenting what Jesus Christ looked like. It said his hairs and his... Read that again.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
His hairs and his hair was white like wool. What people have woolly hair? What people have woolly hair? We do, right? Which one of them got white woolly hair? Every time they show this image, it's either the brunette or usually the blonde. I mean, the blonde stringy hair, right? That's not blonde. That's not wool. Wool is like sheep textured hair. Kinky. Nappy, what they call it, but that's the greatest hair on the face of the earth.
That's right.
Read that.
As white as snow.
So that's one strike against this demon right here, that devil. That's the image of the beast according to God's word. Read again. Read over.
His head and his hairs were white like wool. As white as snow.
As white as snow. Read.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
His eyes. Which one of them got red eyes? Why? Because Christ drank wine. When you read the book of Genesis, it was prophesied that his eyes would be red with wine. Read on.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
Brown. What color is brass? It's brass, right? Brass is brown, right? But this brass was what? Read.
As if they burned in a furnace.
As if they burned in a... If you burn anything in a furnace, what color is going to be? Black. You understand? So guess what? It's telling you that Jesus Christ was so dark, it looked like he'd been burnt in a furnace. But guess what? Read that. Read verse 15 again.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
It said his feet was like fine brass. If your feet... Don't your feet look like the rest of your body? Ain't your feet the same color as the rest of your body? Exactly. So Jesus Christ was a black man. A lot of people say, oh, no, it doesn't. Jesus Christ, he was a man, but his color don't matter. If his color never mattered, why did they change it?
Right.
Why did they change it? I'm going to show you what they did. Give me Job chapter 9, verse 24. I'm going to show you something. Because all the prophets in the Bible were black. Job. King Solomon, Jeremiah, all black men. Jesus Christ, Adam, the first man that was created from the dust of the ground. When you pick up dust from the ground, it's different shades of brown. None of it is white. You understand?
Right.
All them images have been pushed in society to make us not believe in the Bible. That's what. When I was a kid, we see all these images of all the prophets, Jesus, Paul, of all them being so-called Edomites. The Bible called them Edomites. They're white men. I mean, they're white. We call them white, but the Bible called them Edomites, right? I've seen all them images growing up. So psychologically, we'll say, okay, if all the people in the Bible is white, then it wouldn't have nothing to do with me. But when you open it up and read it, it shows you that the prophets were black. What I got to say?
Right.
Jeremiah, read that. Joe, read that.
The book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Why did they change the image from black to white? Because they are the wicked of the Bible. They're the wicked of the world. I'm going to show you that. Read that.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
It said the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Who controls the earth right now? Who makes the laws? Who runs everything in the world? the medical units, who patrols the streets, who you gotta go get a job from, who makes all the laws, the so-called white man, who had the so-called strongest army in the nation, the so-called white man. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. The hand of the wicked is the so-called white man. Read on. He did what?
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
It said, this wicked man covereth the faces of the judges. The judges are the nation of Israel. We the true judges of the earth. The earth was given for us to rule. But guess what? It said the wicked covereth the faces of the judges. How did he cover the faces of the judges? Because he painted them white. The judges were black. He painted them white. Give me Job. Job 30 and 30. I'm going to show you that. Job chapter 30, verse 30. You tell me what this means. Read that.
The book of Job, chapter 30 and verse 30. My skin.
Job said, my skin. He talking about his skin, right? What?
Is black.
What that mean? He a black man. Give me that. Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5.
Bring it out.
King Solomon, the wisest man on the face of the earth. Our ancestors. You understand? Why do you think we invented everything? You understand? But they take it. Why do you think we invented everything? Everything they pattern after us. We create all the trends in the world, but they steal it and make it theirs. You understand? Read.
The book of Song of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 5.
Read that.
I am black.
King Solomon said, I'm black. Read on.
But comely.
He said, but comely. Comely means beautiful or handsome. I'm black and beautiful. Hey, don't we say that? You understand? I'm black and I'm handsome. Give me that. Who else? Jeremiah chapter 14. I'm going to show you something. Jeremiah chapter 14. I'm going to show you a nationality as well. So you seeing right now that guess what? The Bible ain't no fake book. The Bible has not been tampered with. The Bible has always been the same since we was young. We haven't been taught it the correct way. That's the only thing.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.